Hi, my name is Jim Otruglio, and this is my Phase 3 project presentation. The first stored procedure is create new group. This is where a guest at the hotel can create a group and sign themselves up as a participant at the same time. They need a valid guest ID to create a group. So for my first query, it's going to have a valid guest ID. For the second one, it's an invalid guest ID to get the error. Okay, and the name of the group was the puzzles. Only one got submitted. And for the other one, says warning, there's no current guest with an ID of 1511, which there is not. Okay. This next one is going to assign vans. So you give the Sprock an outing ID. It counts up all the people in all the groups going on that outing, and it assigns the appropriate amount of vans. Okay, and here's the outing. Then I counted up all the participants in all the groups in that outing. Printed out all the vans so you could see which ones were, and they need a status of A to be active so they can be used. And here are the two vans. So we had, I think it was 27, and we have a capacity of 30, and both these vans are active. Okay, now if a van goes out of order, or it's going to have to go in to get maintenance done, you put in the dates that it needs the maintenance done, and it will reassign vans for all its reservations. So okay. Okay, so we have the reservations from the previous query. We have vans 5700 and 5600. 5600 needs maintenance during the time period of that outing, and so it's reassigned to 5300. This one also does use a cursor. It uses there's a function that actually gets all the vans that are not available. It checks it against that before assigning. I use that in a couple of these. This is just a simple function that reaches over to farms and gets the sales tax rate for the hotel that's connected to the outing. So you're actually submitting a group ID, it gets the outing from that, and then the hotel, and just returns the sales tax rate. Okay, and this is the group bill stored procedure. This also uses a cursor, and it takes a group ID, and then it creates bills for each person and then prints a bill for everybody in the group. There's different prices for people over 12 or under 12, so I'll show that too. Okay, so here are the participants. Tom is the only person who is under 12. And so here's the bill for the whole team. Everyone else's is the same, except for Tom's, $12.90. And there's your total bill. All right, this is a function for if a participant cancels. It uses a helper procedure, although I guess actually it's a helper function for a procedure because the function is called in the procedure. But basically, it updates the participant's status to not attending, so they won't turn up on the bill, and it'll print a separate bill for them, different amount depending on how soon before the event they canceled. So I'll show all that. Okay, if they cancel more than 12 hours before, there's no cancellation charge. There's no new amount. It just uh, they have to pay nothing. So it's $0. If it's between 4 and 12 hours, it's a 50% surcharge. So here's the original amount. And then here is, they're going to pay 50% of that. And then if it's within 4 hours, it's 80%. And then if I run that stored procedure from before, you'll see that price came down because there's one less person in there. All right, this next procedure creates a coupon. So a coordinator can create a coupon to give to the participants that they can use at the hotel. So this also reaches into farms. It just takes the expiration date, the amount, and the activity, and then it creates a custom coupon based on that. Okay, and this is before the coupon was entered. I called that up here. And then this is the new, the new coupon table with the water park coupon added. And then onto my triggers, I have a participant needs to provide a valid form of contact info. They can provide a phone number or an email or both, but they can't provide neither. And so I run a test for providing each individual one and then one that provides neither, and that will give us an error. Okay, created the first two, and then the third one, it says participant must provide at least one valid form of contact info. And then you will see that Tyler and Jacob are in there, but Lester is not. Okay, this is where I enforce the referential integrity between the hotel ID that I'm using as a foreign key for my outing table. Okay, first one is valid. It's a valid hotel ID, so it creates it. Second one, with 300 is not a valid hotel ID, and then I use 300 again to attempt to update it, which it won't do because it's still not a valid hotel ID. And this trigger is activity needs to be in season. So activities are available at certain times of the year. And if you try to book a outing with an activity that's not in season, it won't let you. For example, a pub crawl can't be done in the fall or winter. These are the different activities. And then I insert into the outing table 8, which would be the pub crawl. Pub crawl is not available November 18th, 2022, 5 a.m. Okay, and then a coordinator cannot create a new outing as already being approved. So there's an approved column in the outing table, and they can't be made off the bat approved. They need to be approved. And so a 1 here is approved, a 0 would be unapproved. So I'm trying to insert a new outing already approved. And it it's an instead of trigger, and it makes it 0, meaning it's unapproved. And then this is the activity price updated. When the activity price is updated, it's going to add a little note in the description just to show that it was recently updated, but only when it's the single column feature. It's only when you update the activity price, then it'll leave that note. Okay, and so we have skiing, skiing trip, and it is activity price ID 1. And then we have here again, after we updated it, it adds this little note saying when it was updated. And we say activity price is now 2. Okay, thank you for listening.